biggest problem usually when you start with a bit of follow bashing texturing is like you're trying to look like for the right angle, and that's a mistake actually. You should not try to. I mean, obviously the angle shouldn't be like completely different, but you shouldn't care too much about the angle. Thing is like you're only taking a small piece of it, and you can easily deform it for it to be adjusted like you want. This is sweet. Well, this one, for example, is very bright, so I can use multiply for this one. It's a really, really bright photo. I mean, the point of interest is bright, not the photo itself. Okay. No good angle. Multiply works the best. Also, I don't really like to follow bash everything. Now that I have like some reference, I can try to redraw some. Damn it. Because follow bashing, I mean, looking for follows is not fun at all. I don't really enjoy this part, personally. Ah well. I think you're ready for the monster. Keep it for later. It's fine. We're gonna try to do like a hipster, draw a hipster challenge for you. So you can use your fabulous mustache. Well, you can always do like a mustache scar. That's original. No, I must say that's not what I had in mind when I say like you need to create like happy accident and provoke this accident to give like original idea. I wasn't expecting you would come up with like a mustache and around flower. What, hipsters have flowers? Monstrosity. Was supposed to be a car or a vehicle of some sort. Well, at least you guys make me laugh. That's pretty good. That's a nice achievement. It's taking shape. It's not always easy to find like some. Oh, you do it like if you feel like you feel like it. Don't worry. I'm moving, at my speed, but obviously I don't expect you to go like fast or anything. Just go at your rhythm. If you want, you can always work on it later, or I don't know. You can just drop it anytime you want, basically. But I mean, if you understand, I mean, basically, I will post this video on YouTube. That's the goal. Anyway, so even if there's something you didn't like had time to see, or you don't remember exactly what we were talking or what I was talking about because you were concentrated, you can always like check it back and and you know, apply it for either keep going on this painting or doing another one, you know. But yeah, don't rush it, honestly, just do it at your rhythm. Find a design. That's the most important, is like more the research you will be able to do than the final result. Final result is like time, basically, for polishing, and you know, even like the collage thingy, like the overlaying photos. It's just part of like the polishing process, but most important is like for you to find a good design with like, you know, nice values and stuff. Like this is the most important, because it touch actually some basics, like values are basic stuff. I mean, not basic fundamentals, because it's not really basic. So yeah, I mean, take your time for these fundamental things until you're bored, really. I mean, like, okay, I want to change something. You want to change subject or do something else. Don't force yourself either. Yeah, I mean, that's the most important, is like focus on the values, design, and stuff like that. Basically, this all like overlaying photo is not necessary. It's just, you know, something to speed up the process of rendering and polishing, which takes basically the most of time, and time I don't want to spend on this, because, you know, it's not fine art or anything, it's concept art. We go fast, just generate ideas, that's the goal. I'm not here to impress anyone with like, oh, I spent like 1,000 hours on this painting. Nobody cares. That just is a result. I mean, maybe they would care if it's fine art. I mean, personally, I don't care. You know, it's like you see the result, if it's good or not. I mean, if you like it or not. And the guy can spend like 10 minutes or, like I said, 3 years. I don't really mind, honestly. It doesn't change. Only the result count. So whatever works with you during the process, you know, it's fine. But yeah, it's not like a necessity. It's just, like I say, like part of the polish process. What I like also with photo bashing is like give you like nice color ideas also sometimes. And in this case it works pretty well. I like it. We're just doing like base color overlay. Also, just don't hesitate to use the lasso. It's like super useful tool for everything hard surface. I know I don't use like enough. Personally, I should use it more. I don't really like using the lasso tool though. It's kind of always like, doesn't feel like painting. Feel like, you know, doing some vector thing, a bit like on Illustrator or something. I don't really enjoy using the lasso tool. It's a shame because I know it like gives like super awesome result when properly used. What are you holding up, guys? Still here or you just died? I'm alive. Barely, but I'm surviving. But in vain. Ah, come on. It's never in vain actually when you draw. Even if you like miserably fail, it's never in vain. So that should be the positive thought. At least you're drawing and you're training something. You're learning stuff. Well, actually, I will finish the stream soon, I guess. We've been at it for like 2 hours. I think it's enough 2 hours. Shouldn't do much more. So. Come on kids, give me your pepper. I will not that. No, I'm not naughty. You can host it if you want to show. If you don't want to show, it's okay, don't worry. I'm totally fine with it. Either way. Well, we will be done like soon, like for tonight at least. What we can do is like if you want, you can still keep working on, and we can review it like later, or we can review now, or review never review. It's up to you. Or you can, you know, keep going on, or start a different piece. Anyway, you know where to find me if you want like critiques and feedbacks. I'm trying my best. This is what we call the depression post-drawing. Yeah, of course. Just host it somewhere, like, you know, DeviantArt stash and stuff like this. And just send the link. We can review it quickly, no problem. I mean, quickly, normally. Actually, yeah, I must say I had like quite a lot of fun doing this, based on a silly toy. That's fun, and the result is like way better than I expected myself. I wasn't expecting to have such a good result with based on like a toy. Actually, it makes me wonder. Actually, I kept exactly the same, almost the same shape. This thing, this big stuff going up, front thing. Yeah, I almost kept the exact same shape as the. I didn't do the original design. My daughter did. Okay, I'm gonna check this. Hold on a minute, just finishing this small thing. this perspective. Okay, let's see. Hey, it's not bad actually. Yeah, the practical aspect we're gonna drop it, but the values are pretty good. The values are good. Yeah. Maybe there are some zones that are a bit too dark. Let me see. I was saying danger when you do value works is to push too much either in brightness or contrast. But honestly, it's not bad at all. It's just like I would be careful about this kind of zone. See to smooth like a bit more, just to not have like to keep the value a bit more tight together. Because you need to keep the black and very dark values too for what we call occlusion. Basically, would be like all these small parts that really don't receive any light. So you really need to keep this the very dark value for that. So you see this one is also in the shadow. It's very close actually to this part, if I understand well your design. So you won't receive much light. I mean, not from here at least, that's for sure. But you receive like a bit from the sky. So you will have like this thin lighting. Here is interesting because you have if you check your light, you may have like a cast shadow of this part, going here also. And it's cool to have a cast shadow because it really helps a lot if you're figuring out things in space. You figure out distance and yeah, even the volume itself of the object projecting and the object in which it is project. Yes, it helps really like readability to have cast shadows. So it's a good opportunity in your design to have one. But you see, I mean, yeah, it's not bad. I mean, the design is like a bit weird because you don't understand how it really works. Well, it could be a train or some sort, like a steampunk kind of vehicles. It wouldn't be weird, but could work, basically. But you see, it feels like you already started like to detail like all these parts, and here also, but you didn't yet figure out what you're gonna do with this part, which is essentially like the mistake like most of the people do. They start by detailing some parts they're happy with, dropping the rest. The problem with that is, if you find like, for example, let's say like a super cool shape here, your form language may change actually the whole thing. You want to keep this instead of this, but you already worked this part, so you're not gonna change this one. Because obviously you worked hard for this one. So what you're gonna end up doing is like keep both, and if you keep both and they don't have the same shape language, you're gonna have like a patchwork, basically. So that's why never try to avoid going into details. Just try really to figure out your shape, even if it's like very basic. You can take like a super huge brush and just try some stuff here and there, like that, for example. Hey, look, I have a design, and you figure out some form language, shape language, and once you think you got it, like everything is like more or less designed. For example, let's do a basic stuff, very basic. See, okay, let's say, okay, I'm pretty happy. This shape language doesn't work either here. So then yeah, you can start to detail a bit more, but don't go like into full detail, like okay, I'm gonna make the windows with the windshield, the brand, even name. No, you just go little by little, you know, like for example, from here, what you're gonna do is like, you can even take the lasso tool. Like, okay, the window will be around, the windshield will be around here. What else? Have like another window here, for example. And here, I don't know, it's like a ventilation area, you know. Stuff like that, basically. So you don't really enter in detail, you're just blocking out shapes and elements. And later on, when you're really satisfied with all this, you're like, okay, you can start to get into detail. That's... yeah, early detailing is like a common mistake, so honestly it's like everyone does it at the start. I think it's, yeah, it's something like when you're happy about a specific part, you know, you want to get into details. But actually, the more you mature, you get, yeah, the more you mature in painting, the more you, the more the actually detailing part is less relevant. It's less interesting even, and the more the designing part is interesting, like finding shapes and stuff like this, blocking out things. Okay, let's see, Venus. Well, it's practical at least. But you have like, you have some good values here and there, not everywhere. I think you've lost a bit your way in the character. Oh my god. It feels like, oh, is it really my car? There is no link. The design challenge is just made here actually. It's something we will try to do maybe once a week or something. But it's not like a real design challenge. Like, we just call it that. That's it. We basically just, you know, it's a toy from my daughter, and we just try to turn that like into something interesting. But yeah, it's not like a proper challenge like with links and stuff. It's just made up, you know, here. So anyway, yeah, you know, for example, I really like this whole part here, the down part, because I felt like the values are very strong. You know, you have like good like effects, and yeah, everything is kind of spot on. You know, you have like the good lightning here, for example. You contrast a bit more than, you know, the model, but it's cool because it gives like kind of old school style also, which is pretty nice. I really like it. It's not bad at all by any means. It's just, I think where you lost it, it's here, mostly this part. If you would have brought back maybe, you know, this is in the shadow, brought back, you know, this kind of stuff here would have been pretty cool actually. But I mean, it's cool, it's interesting. I really like this down part. I mean, you did a great job, yeah. All this part is very nice. But still, I mean, it's recognizable. You see where the light is coming from. There is a sense of why you know it's functional somehow. What we talked about maybe yesterday, I don't know if you remember, about the shape language. You know, there is like an example of a shape language that it's not working here. It's like you have like this shape, this, which is not like repeated anywhere. Kind of, you know, I don't know if you see it, you feel it's like a bit like out of place, whereas maybe if you do something like that, it's more, no, you have like this kind of curves like everywhere, here, so it's not totally out of I mean, design language you used, but this one, yeah, it's like you don't have this kind of U shape anywhere, basically. I mean, this is pretty hard to pull off, or maybe like this. No, not even. I don't think this shape is working at all. But yeah, I mean, just yeah, be careful. If you see like there is a shape that you feel like is like a miss, it's probably a miss. It most likely doesn't have anything to do here. But you know, it will come also with time. It's like it's something you have to cultivate over time. The design language and you know, shape language, all this. So it's normal that it will always look a bit patchworky at the beginning. But honestly, it's like you've both done a good job. It's not perfect, obviously, but I mean, really, it's pretty nice. There is like some very interesting stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, there is like something interesting you can do in case you have. Let's redraw it because I don't think I have it anymore. Okay, yeah, let's say you had that, right? Or you're like, what you can do if you're in trouble like this. Okay, this is out of place. I mean, out of space. What space? Out of place. But you don't know what to do with it. What you can try to do is like take a shape here, like for example, on your design, and try to repeat it. And you see, like, why not? You know, it's not too bad. If you close it here, delete this. At least you have a repetition, and it's better than having a shape that doesn't work. At least this works. So yeah, don't hesitate to just copy paste stuff in your own from your own work and try. You know, you can explore like this. Even you know you can make it even maybe more complex just using this kind of part. Like let's say you want to try something different. Okay, why not try that? Don't know if it's gonna work. But, you know, you check. Does it work? Not really. But we're gonna make it work just for the example. Let's say, okay, I think this shape is pretty interesting here. I honestly don't think it works so well, but you know, with a bit of work, with a bit of overpaint on top, it could totally work. And why? Because you just reuse like exactly the same shape, but even then you just like add details, you know, like the light, for example. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can redo actually to improve your design when you don't have ideas, when you feel a bit stuck. Just reuse what you have in your design, the part you kind of like and you feel works, and try to reuse them like somewhere else. It's always like a good idea. Anyway. pro techniques. Well, actually, yeah, it's kind of. I mean, I wouldn't say pro, but yeah, kind of advanced stuff. Because it's not always easy actually to know where to what to take and where to put it after. But I mean, it's worth a try. I think if you really feel like you're going nowhere, it's worth trying. Yeah, it's like a super chubby car now. Oh my god. So yeah, I'm a professional concept artist. I have like 6 years of experience. I can draw a bit of everything, as you can see. And I can ruin like someone's drawing in like, yeah, I think 5 seconds almost. Well, anyway, you see the point. I mean, it's cool that actually you participate, because no, if it was only me, there are a lot of stuff I wouldn't talk about, because I don't have necessarily the same issues as you. And which is pretty nice that you guys are here and participating. So you know, it's more informative. I feel that's more informative than I could actually come up with. I couldn't come up with maybe like reusing the shapes, like, because for me it's normal. I don't think about talking about it, but you know, it's pretty good that you're here, guys. And the last but not least, content over scale is not working. Damn it. Ah well, it was worth a try. I'm pretty sure it should work, but it's not working. It's supposed to not like deform too much round shapes, and you know, and usually it works quite well, but not this time. Looks like the rear of what was the car? Look, if I put like the front, you got American car, muscle car. I think the only thing left from your car, Venus, is actually the wheels. Yeah, the content over scale, it's like edit content over scale. It's kind of usually working pretty nicely. We can try on this photo, maybe it will work. Maybe it doesn't work really like on drawing, but let's see. So you do like edit content over scale, and normally you can see it's trying hard to keep like all the ellipse or round shapes round and not stretch it. And he's trying to, basically what he do is like the algorithm will try to squeeze all these straight lines that can be squeezed basically. And you see like the wheels have barely changed, they're still quite round, and I've squeezed the whole thing down. It can be useful for quite a lot of things. I don't use it like so much, but sometimes it's pretty handy. I mean, you know, last time I used it was like for banners, for example. I had to make like banners from. I took some screenshots of a game, and we needed to make banners out of it. But the problem is like I didn't have enough height to make it fit in the banner, and I used actually the content over scale. See how it went to just add like this, like 1/4 of the height of the picture. and it actually did work pretty well. It scaled me like without losing any, I mean, nothing weird basically, so it can be useful. It's not like the tool that you use all the time, but it's cool to know that it exists. Damn it. So yeah, that was well, listen, that was very cool. I really enjoyed it, this exercise. I wasn't planning on making exercise before streaming, and now it's quite cool actually. I'm really enjoying it, and we should do like more actually. Like I said, next one should be the a monster one. Try to think where we can do it, when we can do it, and I have to find a way to bring this like without having to draw from scratch, basically. A bit like this one, you know, like to have like a base and we can work on that. And yeah, I think it was kind of fun. Actually, I'm pretty happy with the result. Like I say, I wasn't expecting to have like such a good result out of it, so it's definitely something that works pretty well. Oops. And now I'll take like photos of toys like every now and then. Can't wait, my daughter is like old enough so I can buy Lego for her. Well, it's good if it's if you can learn a few things, a few tricks and stuff. That's the whole purpose of it. And yeah, well, that was fun. I did enjoy myself at least. And it was painful for you guys, but that's the way it should be. if it wasn't painful, it wouldn't be fun. So you did something right. Well, I think I will switch off the stream right now. I'm getting a bit tired and my English is getting worse and worse. Usually that's how it happens. So I will see you next time. Not sure when, not sure if tomorrow I will stream. It will depends, we will see. But during the weekend, not really, because I will most likely work on freelance. But Monday, yeah, I'm going back on Monday at least, for Monday. And yeah, let's do like, I will think about this exercise and let's do it during the next week. Monster it should be. Yeah, Glowfly. Yeah, Glowfly. Hope to see you next time. Well, have a good night, guys, or day, morning, whatever, and see you next time.